What's going on, everyone? Austin here. We're gonna get into the first ever Qatar Grand Prix. They had the first two practices earlier today. Today is November 19th, so we're gonna get into that. Kind of break it down, what they've been talking about. We're also gonna talk about the Verstappen-Hamilton battle that's been going on and the right to review that Mercedes submitted. I just wanna say thank you to everyone who watched the last video. I think I got like 1,700 views on that compared to the normal, 10 to 20 that I normally get. That was huge, huge thank you to you. As always, if you do enjoy the videos, please hit that subscribe button. It would help out a lot. I'll keep pumping out this F1 content for you. And without further ado, let's get into Qatar. All right, the Qatar Grand Prix. First ever, so that'll be incredible. A little bit over a 3 mile, in the United States here, so a little bit over a 3 mile track, 57 laps. It'll be a great Grand Prix. So looking at the track here, right, the big talk during the practices was fast corners, right? Because we saw in Brazil, Mercedes was killing it on the straights. Red Bull was doing better in the, the turns, the slower turns, so all that. But here we only have one DRS zone and a ton of fast turns. So it's not necessarily playing to overwhelmingly to either Mercedes or Red Bull's strengths, right? Yeah, great DRS zones. And they were saying because of these fast turns, I mean, during practice, the drivers were going, 150 miles per hour, like around these turns, which is really just insane. So overtaking on them are going to be tough. And only one DRS zone. So this qualifying, I think, is going to be the most important part of the race. Yeah, when it comes down to positioning, because it's just going to be tough to overtake on this circuit. But it'll be the first one. They said that the grip was better than they expected. First time going through this track, so it'll be in a crazy exciting race. So in practice, we saw, let's see, Ferrari was struggling. Ever since they had that engine upgrade, they've been killing it. But Ferrari was struggling, and that could again just be first track. Obviously, the drivers have been able to drive in the simulator, but they. It's just the simulator. It's definitely not the same. So Ferrari was struggling a little bit. Mercedes did have a little bit of an edge towards Red Bull, but again, it's practice 1 and 2. So what, like, they're not going all out or anything like that. But just from practice 1 and 2, Mercedes had a little bit of an edge. They were dropping faster times. Compared to Red Bull. So, but the most shocking thing by far is this: Gasly. I mean, P2 in both sessions. I mean, that AlphaTauri was zooming, just posting some fast times, and I think it was right here. I mean, just crazy how just 0.2 off the Mercedes, again, just practice. I can almost guarantee that qualifying isn't going to work out this way, but Gasly, shout out to you. Crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. Yeah, so I think that this circuit's going to be great. I think they signed up for 10 years, right? Don't hold me to that, but I think it was like a 10-year contract that they have with F1, this circuit now. And yeah, I'm extremely excited to see all this go down. Yeah, I think we're gonna see some great racing around these quick turns. It doesn't favor one too strong, but again, qualifying is gonna be most important by far. Now we're gonna backtrack a little bit. If you haven't seen my last video, go ahead and watch that real quick. But because we're gonna backtrack to that, because it was actually during the second practice session when this news broke that, drumroll please, the stewards reject Mercedes the appeal. So yeah, Mercedes was saying, that's what I said. I said that there was going to be no penalty for Verstappen. I mean, yeah, and they finally came out and said it. You know, a lot of comments going the other way, but take that, dude. I told you, there's going to be no penalty. And so in this article on ESPN, just F1's homepage, you should go read it. But like, to sum it up, the rules are, you know, to trigger a review, and I'm reading right here. Evidence must be significant, relevant, new, and unavailable to the stewards at the time, which this is, right? The evidence I've submitted of his steering wheel cam and the 360 cam was new. And so right here it says, although the steward said that the evidence submitted was relevant and new, its verdict said, this is like what the stewards put in, there's nothing in the footage that changes the fact, nor even does this show anything that wasn't considered by the stewards at the time. So yeah, I mean, told you, no penalty for Verstappen. It's just, look, I get it. And honestly, and this is wrong, right? This is wrong, but I think if Verstappen had won the race and like he wasn't able to catch up throughout the race, I think he would have gotten a penalty. I mean, the rule should be enforced, right? No matter if Hamilton ended up winning like he did, or if he like doesn't win, they should all be enforced evenly. But it's tough when, you know, every incident is a little bit different. But again, go watch that last video, because like I was saying, no penalty, take that. But here, like, it's the battle of rear wings, which is insane. Let me find this real quick, because today in the practices, the talk of the town was Red Bull's rear wing. Maybe they didn't put anything about it. All right, so here's just a picture I found of the Red Bull's rear wing. During the practices, they had it where, I forget the number, it's like 85 or 83. Oh Jesus, whatever the measurement is, but like whenever the rear wing would open, when he was in the DRS zone, like the Red Bull rear wing would flap like this, and they had chances to fix it, so it might have been intentional. But they said as long as it's not like, you know, compared to it just flap going open and staying, it was like this, and they had chances to fix it. They didn't. It was like that for both practice sessions, practice 1 and practice 2. So I guess intentional, maybe they're trying something out, but it definitely did not compare to Mercedes rear wing. And this is fun, of course, right after that verdict got handed out, which is great for Red Bull and everything. You know, Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, you know, he has some quotes, some thoughts still about Mercedes rear wing, saying, when you have a 27-km/h advantage, it's very clear what's been going on. Red Bull has been talking about Mercedes rear wing and how, I guess if you score it, then you're gaining advantages. Of course, that's not allowed. And so Red Bull is basically getting ready to protest, saying that saying that, you know, Mercedes rear wing is illegal, and they're just getting too much out of it. So I'll probably make a video coming up about, do a little research and do just a bulk video on the rear wing of Mercedes and kind of see what's going on there, see what Red Bull's exact case, besides you're just too fast, you know. But we'll see. And again, for this track, I really don't think it's gonna come into play that much, because like, yeah, they'll get a ton of speed going from, you know, they're still taking these quick, but 14 to 15, around 16, you get the DRS zone. Then you have this one straightaway, but like the Red Bull should be able to make up plenty of time all the way from, you know, turn 1 to 12 or 13, really. So I don't think that one car is going to have a crazy advantage over any of the others. So it'll be an exciting race. Man, I really hope that they just race, that Mercedes isn't cheating, right? Because if they are, then of course there should be a penalty on that. But I really hope it comes down to just who's the best driver. Well, I really appreciate words. I really appreciate you watching. Thanks for tuning in again. If you like the recaps or whatever I'm talking about, make sure to subscribe. It would mean a lot. Appreciate you watching. More F1 coming at you. I'll catch you next video.